Welcome to the Reclaimed Heirloom. If you're new to my channel, my name's Christina and I love doing decorative finishes. In today's video, I want to show you how I did color meshing on my walls. I've demonstrated on furniture pieces. Now we need beautiful rooms to carry the beautiful furniture. I'm also going to show you in today's video how you can create wall art. Create your own, create unique, as well as create your own color palette to suit your style. So let's get started. So I'm hanging out. I'm gonna go and get the paint. I already have the glaze and a few extra supplies, and I'm really hoping this wall turns out. Let's get going. Oh my frick, it's cold. It's like we went from summer to winter. It's freaking cold. Brr. So my base color is basically the Escarpment Gray by Benjamin Moore. So this is just helpful to use the color swaps to figure out which contrast colors I want to use for my glazing and meshing technique. So I have everything I need. We're good to go. Meshing. I've wanted to do this for so long. In order for me to incorporate this, it is a fantastic way to update a room, look very regal, kind of chic, add texture, but still have a smooth finish. What we're going to be doing is mashing colors, and we're going to be creating this beautiful smoked effect. If you're ever wanting to do this, you can use any paint product that you want. The biggest thing is having clear glaze. Least expensive, but beautiful finishes that I can create even with my furniture pieces. So I have cards up above doing this exact meshing technique to my furniture projects. I'm really just looking forward to sharing the process of doing this on a wall because that's how I learned to do the meshing technique. So I've gone around and I have filled in my holes, spackle, fast drying, polyfill for your walls. Just for any holes, dings, marks, anything like that. Use a ultra-fine sandpaper to sand it back, part of your prep before you start your painting of your wall. Make sure you have a spatula on hand, obviously to help smooth that out before you sandpaper. Is the original color, which is Escarpment. They all look very similar, but you want these to be not too far off. You almost just think of it as the low lights like we've done with the furniture in the past. Studio Finish Glaze. This is a water-based product. Really easy to work with, really easy to clean up, no worries. The glaze, it's going to be 4 parts glaze, 1 part paint. So what you want to do is make sure that this is moist. You don't want it soaking wet, you just want it, you can run it under the sink if you need to. And again, if your woolie is brand new, just grab some tape and take off your loose fibers. If you have an area like this, so I'm coming up to my fireplace, wherever you have a border, so it's a door frame, a window frame, pick the base color that you want around your frame because it's going to be really hard to mesh as intricate as you are to the walls. Just pick one color so you don't have one color that's lighter down here and one there. So it just creates the continuity, if that makes sense. So what I find really, really helpful is with the woolie is just give it a spray Just like when we do furniture, just give this a little spray. Don't spray the wall, just spray directly to the woolie. The softer you go, so the softer you touch it, the lighter, the more the transition of the colors are going to come together and the smoother. Never worry about brush strokes, not with the woolie, because the woolie's going to tap that right out, and all it's going to do is create the constant continuity of your colors coming together, giving it these highlights and lowlights all through your wall. I'm going to speed this up a little bit for you. So now that this is slowly starting to dry, again, anything I want to go back and do with the woolie, no problem. Sometimes you just need to come out for some air when you're painting. Oh my God. That's what it look like. Jesus. At least you can look at the nice view. I wanted to share some wall art ideas. So I'm using 2 canvas boards, 2 feet long, 1 foot wide. With a spatula, I just applied a pile of gesso for lots and lots of textures. I'm going to go ahead and finish the wall glaze, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and let those dry completely first. And with some inexpensive acrylic paints, in just a few moments, I'll show you what we can create. It is super early in the morning. We are going to go ahead and do a second coat meshing technique using the glaze now. So I'm going to mix 4 parts glaze to 1 part paint. Kept my brushes in some Ziplocs overnight, so that way they were still ready to go. It just saves from having to clean if you need to break off and you don't want it to dry. Just makes life a little bit easier. I'm going to be using all the same colors I did for the base coat. I'm loving my results. I just would like to refine this. So let's get busy. Measurements are always going to vary depending on the wall surface you're going to paint, but I just quickly wanted to show you how little glaze and paint you're going to need even for the wall surface I'm working on. You can color mesh with or without glaze, but I'm going to demonstrate to you what it's going to look like if you use glaze. I'm going to add to the mix of French Beret and Coventry Gray. So I brought 2 more tones in, a lighter silver and more of a charcoal color, both by Benjamin Moore. And all you're gonna do is use your woolie, like a trowel, up, down, crosshatch, up, down, crosshatch. And this is just gonna keep continuing to give more of a smoky effect. I needed more depth now that I've seen it completely dry. Let's continue on. I'm going to go ahead and let all of this dry. And at any point, you can always go back and add any highlights or lowlights. It's only glaze. It's sometimes super helpful just to stand back and take a look and then make your decision once it's dry. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and start these canvas boards. So I'm just going to use the 2-inch wide painter's tape, and I'm going to section off both the ends. All the supplies that I have here you can get at your local craft store or even Walmart. So just using a flat paintbrush, I'm just going to go ahead and paint on a little bit of this gray, and I'm going to be spraying some water as I go along just to keep the blending going. Next, I'm adding a little bit of a burnt sienna, and I'm just going to blend it into the gray. I didn't really have any plans for this. I just wanted to play around with some wall art just to see how it's going to contrast on the new wall. And this is a fantastic way to update any wall without having to go out and buy wall art. This is a great way to add some contrast to a newly painted wall. I really enjoy doing this as practice. It really helps practice with my blending. It's also a great way to play with different styles of art. So using a straight black acrylic paint as well as a titanium white paint, I'm just going to go and put some fly specks on all of the colored blending I just completed. There is tons of minimalistic art and all kinds of different types of abstract art on Pinterest for some great inspiration. Even using random items around your house or painter's tape is a great way to make symmetrical types of modern art. Anytime you change up your room decor or your colors, you can always change your art as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next Saturday for another decorative finish. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment box below. I love reading your comments. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Saturday. Take care.